Leo, greetings and salutations, my friends. You are most welcome here. We are running through the hopes, fears, and reality spread today. If you're unsure how to use the information I'm about to set forth, please check the description box below and it'll explain the significance of the spread. Okay. You are slowing down your own growth and transformation in order to, let's just say, quote unquote, pay it back. Okay. You're slowing down and giving people the chances to see what you see and learn what you've learned. There is a storm brewing inside to think that you might have to go around a second time. Um, so you don't want to quote unquote slow down too much. You know, you're willing to give enough, but you're nervous at the toll that that might take on you, and you don't want to get quote unquote stuck going back around the same situation that you once went through just to teach somebody else. So it's like you want to impart your wisdom on somebody, but you don't want to have to go through the whole process again. Right? The reality of the situation is you're a lot more stuck than you think you are because it's so you have a plan, an idea, a goal, and a choice that needs to be made. However, you are painting a pretty picture in your head of what could be when you haven't really created the actions to bring that forward. So you're stuck in the planning stages is where you are. Like you know how you want to get out, but you're stuck in the planning stages. So going back and helping somebody else might just be how do I put it? I used to be a sailing instructor back in Chicago. I would teach beginner lessons, but nonetheless, I was teaching people how to sail like 34-foot boats. And you didn't really solidify everything you knew until you imparted that wisdom on somebody else and you allowed them to ask the questions that maybe you didn't see or you didn't ask yourself the first time around. Okay? So you're slowing everything, you're slowing down your own transition to help somebody else, to teach somebody else. But you almost have a little bit of anxiety, like, what if you get caught up in the situation? What if they ask enough questions that you get sucked back in? But the reality of the situation is you aren't really going anywhere right now because you've created an escape plan, so to speak, but you've really never put anything into action. So the plan is just an idea in your head. It's not really a reality yet. This is interesting. Mm. Yeah, see, you know you don't have complete control over the outcome yet, and there's still a lot of questions you're asking yourself. There's a lot of unknowns, but you're okay walking away from the unknowns because ultimately there were a lot of lessons to be learned here. And as long as you've gathered the lessons, you're ready to move on and call it a win. But the opportunity to move on has not presented itself. So your action of going back and helping this person might really be more about helping yourself. I'm not saying that you're being selfish, like you're only doing it to help yourself, but perhaps Let's put it this way. Helping this person will help you in the process, like unintentionally. Hmm. Let me do this one more time. I'm trying. It's a feeling that I have here. It's like you recognize that helping this person with the basics will give you more clarity on the subject matter as a whole. So you're doing it with the intention of helping the other person, but you realize that there is a benefit for you in there, and that might help you take the action you need to move forward and finally finish up this transition to allow you to leave everything else to that other person. This is starting to feel, I'm starting to gather the idea that this is almost like a mentorship. Hmm. Sometimes we paint a beautiful picture in our head of the way things should be, right? And we go there as a form of escapism. But to actually take those things out of our head and make them a reality, especially a reality for somebody else to see, we can notice certain flaws in our own ideas. In your mentorship of this other person, you might be coming across ideas that you thought you had figured out and recognizing you really didn't have it all figured out at all. So again, as you're helping this other person, you're learning a lot of lessons yourself. And you're recognizing that the story you've been telling yourself for quite some time may not be the God's honest truth. Helping this person is changing your perspective. The question is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? I hope you found a message that serves your highest good. I'll see you guys next time.